Hello YouTube, this is Bash bringing you here for week 5 of WPF Regice Division Season 15. We are up against Scion, and let me make sure I get this name correctly. I hope I get this correctly at least. The Mata Nui Ogerpons. And this is going to be an interesting match for this week because of just like the team that I'm facing is very scary, I would say. But you'll see when we get into it. But we're gonna have to bring out some not interesting, but some sets that I'm not too entirely sure on. So just a heads up, there is a chance that there will be some changes to this team before the match because I'm recording this before. But I'll let you know if I do make any changes, of course. But the team we are playing should come up in the top right corner of the screen. We got playing Dragapult, Great Tusk, Terra Enamorus, Empoleon, Terrapicos, Ogerpons, the regular form, not any of the mass forms, Terra Bellybolt, Overquill, Morel, and Sableye. And then my team consists of Iron Valiant, Palafin, Terra Diggersby, Uxie, Terra Superior, Kilowatchel, Pelipper, Olomuk, and Fortress. So, if you haven't watched the video from last week, just a little spoiler from last week. In 3, 2, 1. We picked up a Olomuk and put it in a lot of work. And we're going to bring a sort of similar set, I think, to that, which is why I kind of want to note it. But in case you're wondering why we have a Olomuk on our team, we made some transactions. So, yeah, definitely go check that video out. But, yeah, we're going, this game, I think it's really important. I feel like it's going to have to go into overtime this game because of how useful it's going to be against some of these mons. But to start off with some of my thoughts, I have yet to face a Terrapicos. So I very nervous about how to play against it. I have mocked for somebody when they were using Stellar Terrapicos actually on top of that, where they get Stellar into it. But I personally have never played against it, and I know it's really annoying to calc with, but I could see what, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure to see knowing what set it will be. Probably be very annoying, and I think I have ideas on how to beat it, but we'll see when we get into this match. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. Terra Enamorus, always terrifying, by the way. Very terrifying. Makes this team so much more scary. I think the Terra Enamorus should have been a first rounder probably, but yeah, it's just the way it worked out. Crazy that he got round 3 pick. And then something I want to note, Dragapult, don't think it's as good in this meta with Pursuit allowed. So as you can see, that's what our plan is going to be. But yeah, and I expect if Bellybolt comes, I do think it should be Terra Poison this game to help against Iron Valiant, because currently his only switching to Fairy type moves are Empoleon, and that does not want to take a Fight type move at all. So that's something to keep in mind. So I think that Bellybolt will be poison this game. There's a chance that they also could bring in Amorous with Terrifier or something like that too. But I kind of doubt that with me having a Pelipper Palafin team. So I want to just keep that in mind though. But yeah, let's start off with our first Pokemon that we're bringing, or at least bringing. And that is Olomuk. Probably one of the most important mons in this game because of how many things it helps deal with. First off, gets rid of T-Spikes because Overquill is there. Could be really annoying. Second, Dragapult. My goal is to Pursuit Trap that. This set allows me to take 2 Dragon Fang Dragon Darts, I believe, from Dragapult after Rocks, if I remember correctly. I would have to double check, but yeah, I believe that's what the set is for. So I think that's really important to get the Pursuit off. I do think there's a chance that it brings Physical this game, because Special could be really annoying for Olomuk, but then again, he can't really hit Valiant that hard then, so it's kind of a weird position there. Olomuk is also here to help with Enamorus. It takes 2 Scarf Earth. It takes two. Does it take specs or it's Scarf? I do not remember off the top of my head. I believe it was Scarf. Let me just check real quick just to make sure. I'm pretty sure it's two Scarf after rocks. So it's an assault vest. 120 and 136 HP. Oh, was it specs? I think it was specs actually. Okay, it was a. I think it's specs, two specs Moonblast actually. From Modest, I believe, is what the calc is. I always guarantee take it if it's stealth rocks are up, but if I it's a roll if it's if rocks are up, it's a roll for two specs Moonblast. I also believe so right now, and also I take it's a roll for specs Earth Power on a Lone Muck for 2-shot. So from Namor. So I'm not sure what it's gonna bring. I personally, I don't know, because you don't really want to bring Terra Fire or Terra Ground because of the fact that Palfin's sitting there for really good easy revenge options, and he doesn't have the best switch-ins to Palfin in this game, so that's something to keep in mind. I think maybe it could be like just Terra Fairy and just try to hit as hard as possible because my Fairy switch-ins are like Fortress and Low Muck, even though Low Muck isn't really technically one, or my Terra option. So that might be something I could see Terra Fairy coming this game. So probably Scarf to try to help with Superior, to outspeed a Superior and stuff like that. But this is another way of helping deal with it. So that's something to keep in mind. Poison Jab there to help like Ogerpons, and then Clear Smog really nice, by the way. So Clear Smog gives me a couple of different ways for different mons, right? So first off, Enamorous, if it's set up Enamorous like Superpower set or Calm Mind. Then second one, the main reason I have it is for Terapagos, stop it from setting up. If I don't allow it to set up, then I think we look a lot better this game. I think that's the best way to deal with it, is to try to prevent setup while breaking that Terra shell. I feel like it should be heavy duty boots, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure because they could see me not bringing like Hazard or something like that, but should be boots, but could be completely different other set as well. So that's something to keep in mind. But Clear Smog would break the shell and clear all the stats boosts, including Rock Polish, Rapid Spin, Calm Mind, shenanigans. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. And yeah, that's kind of what it was meant to do. It also helps a little bit against Sableye as well because of blocking the prankster shenanigans. So that's something nice to note. But yeah, this thing has, I think, it has a lot of roles and needs to complete this game. So I'm gonna have to try to play Lone Muck as best as possible. I think my main hope is trying to get rid of that Dragapult early, or using this to help with Terapagos. Those are the two I really want to use it for. And Namorous would also, like, of course, because the Namorous is very scary, I would always love to use it for Namorous as well. So, but yeah. Next is Palafin here. Got Lumberry, Jet Punch, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, Bulk Up. Yes, I am currently walled by Morel, but I don't know if that will come. It's kind of a weird mon, right? I know that they like sometimes bringing it, but if it comes, it has to be like a Perish song set. And if I see Morel, I'm just gonna have to play around it. I think I could go pivot into Uxie or something like that and get the U-turns off, so it's really nice. So, but yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Jet Punch, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, Bulk Up hits his team really hard. I decided to go with Ice Punch because I wanted the Pull and the Ogerpons to get hit. Bulk Up I thought was really good. Azansi, I think this could really go win this game depending. If first off Morel is dealt with and Ogerpons, I would say. I am Lum also to help against something like first of all toxic shenanigans from like Empoleon or Belly Bolt, Will-O-Wisp from Dragapult, stuff like that. Sableye was the main one I wanted to have it for, so I don't have to care about Will-O-Wisp being Will-O-Wisp by it. I could just bulk up and Jet Punch it twice, whatever kind of thing. So something to keep in mind. I really like the priority of this game, and this really helps against Tusk as well. And it's pretty nice for Empoleon. So we'll see how it goes, but I feel pretty good about this set. Bellybolt is going to be a little bit annoying for this set, I will say, but it is what it is. But if they're bringing Terra Poison, I think we'll figure out some ways around it, because I think it's Bellybolt. If it comes, I think it's going to be heavily pressured this game because of how many things it's going to have to deal with. Next, we got Diggersby here. Choice Scarf Diggersby, U-turn, return, Earthquake, Quick Attack. This is actually enough speed to outspeed max speed modest Terrapicos. Without, like, if it's at +1 rapid spin, like Terrapicos. So that's something to keep in mind. Felt like it was the best way to deal with it. And then this also helps with Dragapult speed creep and Kill Watchel. So I could outspeed that, but that's also another reason why I wanted to Pursuit Trap that, because if I Pursuit Trap that, Diggersby looks so good, right? And that's part of the reason why I think this thing has can be struggled to switch into. Actually, max HP Great Tusk, if I Terra Normal this, gets two shot a return, which is crazy, by the way. So, because Great Tusk is like so physically bulky, physically defensive bulky, but it hits really hard. Terra Normal Quick Attack also does over half to Enamorous, so in case that gets out of control, that's something to keep in mind. And as you see, I have like two really good options of priority to help against something like, say, like Great Tusk, Enamorous, Terrapicos kind of thing. Ogerpons too. So I feel like that, like, these types of priorities are where the best way for me to deal with some of these offensive threats that might be like scary for my team, but. Yeah, this thing is really good for this match. I really wanted it also to help against Terra Poison. Bellybolt, it just hits really hard, and he's gonna have to play really carefully, I think, around this, with his Great Tusk being the best switch-in to it, and I think Great Tusk not gonna be able to stay around very long because of the offensive pressure and the decent switch-ins I have to it. I don't think it's gonna be able to last pretty long in this game, so I wanted to keep that in mind. But something like I think it's really good this game, so yeah. Next, we got Superior, Leaf Storm, Terra Blast, Glare, Substitute. May change the EV set, but this is definitely the set I'm running with for this match. Terra Steel, actually. So his Steel type is Empoleon, so it's taking neutral anyway from Leaf Storm. And the reason I'm going Terra Steel for a couple different reasons. First of all, Dragapult can't be really revenged by it. I believe I take Expert Belt Dragapult from Flamethrower, which I don't even know if they're going to bring Flamethrower because of the fact that I have Rain, so that's something to keep in mind. And Shadow Ball probably two shots. Shadow Ball also probably two shots Fortress anyway. So, and that's the only reason you'd be running it personally. But yeah, I believe So, was it Modest Expert Belt? Yeah. So I always live Modest Expert Belt, Flamethrower after Rocks from Superior, which is really nice. And if it's not Expert Belt, I always live after a sub, I believe. Yeah, even Modest. I live a Flamethrower from Modest. So in case he's Infiltrator Dragapult, I always live that, but I still want to get rid of it with the Pursuit Trapping, which is kind of the big idea. And Terra Steel, I felt like was the best way to hit his team. Gives me another option to help with Enamorous, Moonblast switch-ins as well. Can help with it. Helps set up on Bellybolt, right? Because Bellybolt, if it's going to be Terra Poison, I'm assuming it's going to be Terra Blast. I was originally Terra Fairy, by the way, but I went Terra Steel because I felt like it was better for things like Terra Poison, Bellybolt. For Terrapicos too, because yeah, I think that that will be pretty good to stop the Terra Storm. I think it's whatever it's called, move whatever. So also really nice for Overquill, really nice for Empoleon, and a bunch of other things. So, and the mons that and Ogerpons actually too. So I think that's a really good way to deal with it. It has enough speed, outspeed Ogerpons max speed, and and besides Scarfers, the only thing that's going to outspeed me is Polt. So I think this is going to be really good this game. Something to keep in mind, he might bring Sapsipper Marill, I believe it has. Which is why also Terra Blast is really nice on this. I believe he gets Sapsipper. Yeah, it does. There's a chance it's Sapsipper, so he might try to use that as a way to shut this down. But if I see him switching onto this, I am switching out because I know it's Sapsipper. Unless Terra Blast can take it down enough. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind for this Mon at least. Next, my breaker this game, Iron Valiant. So Moonblast, Aerosphere, Psychic, Vacuum Wave. Look at his team. Does not switch in well at all. I literally just need to make 1 or 2 predictions maybe throughout the game, and then the rest of the team it's might be game. Like there's no switch ins because the only thing I really need to predict maybe is Belly Bolt, if Terra Poison Pellet Bolt probably, and Empoleon, and Moonblast just 2 KOs everything on his team, or the rest of his team, or Okos. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, Vacuum was really nice. Again, so third priority option this match. As you see, I'm bringing a lot of priority to help with things like Terapagos, and Namorous. Great Tusk as well. So Vacuum was really good for this because it does like 50% to Terapagos, I believe. If I remember correctly, I believe, yeah. It's like I think it's gonna function really well. I kind of want to get this in early. I know I haven't been really getting it in the last couple of games, where only the last 2 out of the 3 games it didn't even appear on the field. So like, but that's because the set I sort of brought that week because of what it needed to do to function correctly. But yes, so Specs Vacuum Wave from Specs Vacuum Wave does, if the hair or whatever thing is broken, it does 51 to 61% to Terapagos, which is really clutch for us. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to breaking this team with this. So yeah, and then the last Pokemon I want to talk about, Uxie here, Sketch AV, the Uxie with the Rocky Helmet, U-Turn, Psychic Noise, Thunder Wave, Stealth Rocks. This is the only other set I'm like a little unsure about because of what it needs to do. Right now I have, I believe, enough to take a +2 Terra Starstorm from Modest after Rocks. I think it was the set, if I remember correctly. Just gonna double check real quick. Yeah. Yep, that looks about right. Not after Rocks, but I take +2 Terra Starstorm to roll after Rocks, so that's something to keep in mind. But I thought this was going to be the best way to deal with it. I think it's really good also making things like Diggersby a lot better this game because of the fact that I'm going to be switching this in pretty much a lot of the time on Great Tusk. Because I want the Rocks up this game to hit like an Amorous and get things in range of certain things, and especially to figure out what kind of item the Tropicals is, because if it showed that the heavy duty boots, it's a lot easier for me to figure out what to do with it. So something to keep in mind. But Thunderwave going to be really nice because I think that if I could slow down his team too, like things like Superior go insane, or Iron Valiant right now. So oh yeah, just to mention about Iron Valiant, the only Pokemon that outspeeds it is Dragapult unless there's a Scarfer, so that's another amazing thing because he doesn't switch in well to it. But yeah, U-Turn, Psychic Noise, Thunder Wave, Stealth Rock. I have Psychic Noise just to try to help with like Belly Bolt, right? Or like in case he's Rest, Terapagos kind of thing, or Lefties, or Empoleon, Roost Shenanigans. So, and Thunderwave is really good, yeah, just to get like on Terapagos or Colt or something like that, switching in, or Enamorous is another thing. So yeah, I feel really good about this team. Obviously, there's some huge threats on the opponent's team, and I'm gonna have to play around it pretty carefully, especially since Alone Muck has so many different checks it needs to deal with this game. So hopefully, I'm able to keep it alive, or at least to be able to fulfill the roles to allow my rest of my team to function really well. Especially getting rid of that pull is like the big one. So the Superior and Superior Iron Valiant is able to outspeed his entire team besides Scarfers and put in a lot of work. I doubt he brings some sets like the Booster Energy, speed boosting Great Tusk this game. I don't think it's that good with Palafin there and Uxie right there. So I'm expecting more of a defensive, I think, set to. And also, it's kind of like a weird matchup too because he's gonna have like 4 move slot syndrome because he probably wants Supercell Slam for the Pelipper, but he also wants like. Well, he probably goes Stone Edge maybe to hit Kilowattra and Pelipper, but then he wants Knockoff for Uxie, and then but he wants Rapid Spin as well because I've has a stack with Fortress and Uxie, but then he also wants EQ / close combat coverage. So it's kind of like a really weird position for him. So we'll see what he ends up bringing. But yeah, this is the team we're going with. I'll cut to the battle. Okay, so we're back, and they end up bringing They're flying. Interesting. So Dragapult. Dragapult, Great Tusk. They brought Terra Fairy and Nam. Fairy. Ogerpons. Terapicos. And what is it called? Belly Bolt. Fine. Interesting. Okay. So I think my lead will be Iron Valiant. And I'll probably lead against that unless he brings in the Enamorous would be the one thing. Or maybe the actually, like, although Muck isn't a bad lead here though. Because he wants to lead Polt Ogerpon, but get off a Iron Valiant Moonblast is just so clutch right now though. His team does not take it whatsoever. I also didn't need some of the coverage on here. Kinda sucks, but it is what it is. He leads with this. Interesting. Do I just Moonblast? Take it off half for this? That is Spadef. Interesting. He's Reflect too. Reflect. Interesting. He's probably like Clay. I just got min rolled, so I'm gonna fire another Moonblast off. He's slack off. He's Spadef too. Interesting. I could Moonblast again, but he's gonna probably recover again or slack off. I don't want to just Moonblast again to get off damage. If you get a special attack drop, I think that's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna Moonblast again. Get the special attack drop, clutch. Yeah, he's like max Spadef. Okay. And I'm just gonna could just get rocks up too. He's also, I think, he's also static, most likely. That's something to note. And I'm just gonna Moonblast here again. I mean, I'm just gonna get more special attack drops. Volt Switch went off. So Belly Bolt -1 Volt Switch. So he's Reflect. Interesting. So is this an Amber Scarf? Because if not, it probably dies to this. Is it worth like losing Uxie over this? I still think, because I still think Valiant comes in and just kills something. Because now Belly Bolt's at 23%. Reflect is almost, well, unless he's Light Clay. I think. How much do I need this? That's the question. It hits on a lot of offense. Ooh. I'm gonna go Uxie. He does Terra Fairy. Moonblast. That is definitely Specs. Okay. That is Specs. That is 100 Specs. There's no way he does that much yet. That's Specs. Okay. He's mono Specs. Specs. That's crazy that he stayed in then. And he is also not Reflect. He's not Light Clay. Interesting. Let's get my rocks. Awesome. And I'm gonna Psychic Noise. Prevent it from healing up. Fantastic. And I'm going to, because that means Belly Bolt's dead pretty much. Just want to check. Does U-turn take it out? It does. I want to keep this around for a sack fodder. Oh, he's Rocky Helmet too. Oh, oh. Well, that's not good. Okay. That kind of sucks. But now that I know he specs, I could go out to Valiant here again and put on the pressure. So he goes into this. Do I want to have this take the damage? He doesn't kill me here unless he's like item boosting too, so that's nice at least. Maybe I will MOONBLAST. I like to try to keep this. Oh. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. That's fantastic, actually. And after rocks. Yeah, we're looking really good. I'm gonna save this, go into a little muck, and see if I can pursue trap this. That's my plan. That's what my plan was from the beginning. Psychic Fangs, awesome. I'm going to Pursuit. And that is gone. Oh, that is bulky. He's Lum. Interesting. Palfin here. And then I'm going to pivot out into Diggersby because I don't need it this game. Actually, and I could just get off a free return. He gets rocks up. He's rocks rapid spin. I think I prevent him from doing anything here by going for an earthquake here. He is actually faster. Okay, that is perfectly fine with me. Okay, if that's the case, I think I just go out to Superior here if that's the case. Because this is defensive. Even though outsped, which is really interesting. My Diggersby. Is this like max speed? Because there's no... Interesting. I guess it was a roll if he's... Okay. I don't think he's offensive, if that's the case, right? And even then, I'm just going to go here and... I'm going to... Do I glare first? Or Leaf Storm? Yeah, just Leaf Storm. I think I just get a kill here. Probably. Except for Terapagos. I still have a little muck really healthy, which is really nice for Terapagos to keep it in just for knockoff. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Dead. Fantastic. So, what's the game plan now? Valiant's still heavy here. He has to go Dragapult, I think. He probably U-turned out on with Dragapult, so maybe I consider going to Palfin hard on the Pult, I think. Not a bad idea, because then I could Drain Punch here, or I could Jump Punch, just get damage off and put it in range of Iron Valiant MOONBLAST. Is kind of the idea, I think. It's kind of sad that we got lost out of this Diggersby here, but okay. I am 100% glaring this first. I'm gonna Terror here. Awesome. He's Bug Buzz. Interesting. Interesting. I'm at +4 now. So let me just check Chera's shell. It was at 100%. I'm at, or was at +2. Your storm did how much? 42%. So at +4. I'm Terra Steel now. He's at +1. Bug Buzz. Of how much? 20. Is that even worth keeping it though? I could sub. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to sub. See if I get a para here. He goes for flamethrower. Okay, that's fine. And I'm just gonna kill this then, if that's the case. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, well, that just happened. So... that's kind of annoying. I could go into Palaf and Drain Punch here. He's at +2, but he's parried. That's gonna hurt though. That really sucks. Maybe I should have gone for the Terror Blast to be safe. Just want to make sure. Because, like... okay. I just want to check to make sure the calcs are right. Because... so 100... I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Because Terra Shell is so annoying to calc for. 42%? Yeah. There's no way it could be max HP, yeah. Okay. So, Iron Valiant should just claim a kill. Good. Okay. That miss sucks, but it is what it is. I think go hard Palaf in here, in case he U-turns. Because I am long, too, if he U-turns. I just Jet Punch? Jet Punch should just kill here. Dead. And Jet Punch will put Enamorous in range of Iron Valiant. And I believe that's a game right here. So I just go here. And I Moonblast. GG. Yeah. Game got a little weird. We don't. It's been gone for so long. It's for so long. Yeah, we got a little. It got a little weird. It got a little funky at the end. With that stupid the stupid miss with the Leaf Storm, but that's bound to happen sometimes. And we were able to. We were in a good enough position because I glared first. That I think because I glared first, I was in such a better position because that way, like, I was able to revenge. I mean, I could have gone to this and just vacuum leap, but that would have brought in and honestly Enamorous, which would have been really scary for me. It would have had to sack something off. So I think we made the really good play right there. I'm trying to think if I didn't glare, yeah, like that would have been a really bad position. But yeah, that was a very scary, very interesting team they brought. Yeah, Specs Iron Valiant went kind of crazy. I knew in team matchup it would. The only thing that was going to be really scary for it was the Belly Bolt, but he ended up bringing Specs Enamorous back. So it was Battle of the Fairies where they didn't have that switch in. So kind of crazy that they saved Uxie, but they were probably scouting for the Custap berry, which makes a lot of sense against because Custap, like Thunderwave, could have been really annoying, which I could have totally been, or something like that, or like a knockoff too. Honestly, it wouldn't have been that bad of an idea. I'll keep that in mind for other future weeks. But yeah, Uxie, they all came in clutch, except for Diggersby. I don't know. I'm very curious about their speed because They were at +1. They must have been like super like, I don't even know. Very interesting set though. Knockoff. So they were body press knockoff too, which is very interesting because that would have been really big setup Iron Valiant fodder. Like a booster energy set would have gone crazy this game, but I think maybe their mistake maybe earlier on was like not checking. If they went for the Ivy Cudgel, I probably wouldn't be alive right now. I'm assuming, right? Probably. I don't think so, right? Let me just see. When did I take this damage? The full switch from earlier. Luckily, I get the special attack drop too. But that was kind of like it was kind of asking for a little bit. Oh yeah, so the quick attack, but mean range. Okay. I should have just like noise too. I should have, but I didn't think it would be Rocky Helmet with the Spadef Belly Bolt. Very interesting. That was a cool set actually. Yeah. So I guess like, yeah, I think it would have been fine. I just probably would have had limited switch-ins at that point. Very interesting with the lump too. Probably for the superior is what I'm guessing. But yeah, very good. That was pretty good. That was definitely the bad play though, with me not clicking just clicking. So I didn't need any more boost. That was probably not a good play at that point. I was at +4, Terra Blast, Steel. Yeah, definitely O-code from this position. I kind of probably choked because of that. Could have potentially choked. But it is what it is. So yeah, we pull out the dub this week against Scion, going to what, 4-1 now, right? 4-1. Yeah, we're 4-1 now. So excited about that. Olmuk did what it needed to. It got pursuit off on Dragapult, which surprisingly it didn't do that much on it, but very nice. Good thing I didn't stay with it because the Psychic Fangs obviously was for Valiant. But yeah, we got the pursuit off to make Dragapult pretty weakened. Palafin even came in, did some damage. Yeah, that our team did pretty well. So I want to thank everyone so much for watching. Until next time, Bash out.